members of the Grapefruit team. My name is Graham Ramsey.
I'm Damien Maslow.
I'm Oscar Lottie.
And we're working with Dr. David Goldschmidt, who's the executive officer of the CS department at RPI.
We actually skipped the meeting today.
Yeah. What a day.
You never hear on Fridays. Really? Yeah.
Are you not here on Fridays either? Is that what you're saying?
Never came back.
Alright, so what is Grapefruit? So we are bringing massively online open courses to RPI. So think of Coursera, but open source. And why are we doing this? Well, the provost and the president want to do this, so it's a project sponsored by them, so it's kind of a big deal. It's going to be a platform for online courses at RPI. You can take courses online and get RPI credit. And we're doing a pilot course over the summer for a calculus bridge. So basically, how to get from pre-calc to calculus 1 for people who don't take calculus 1 or pre-calculus 4 coming to RPI.
Or they have really want to refresh.
That too.
They let you come to RPI to learn calculus?
That's what they're trying to do. And possibly computer science 1 could be offered as well this summer.
So the original project we were handed was called Class to Go. You may have heard of it. It was a Stanford project launched by undergraduates, and we were initially instructed by the administration to start with this huge disorganized mess of a Django code base, and it was really bad. And we convinced the administration that if we started from scratch with Ruby on Rails and did everything the right way instead of finding 5 ways to do everything the wrong way, that it would be a lot better in development, could move faster. We did convince them. So you can do a.
So this is our reset to start from scratch. This is our new tech stack. We're using Rails 4, Zero Foundation, because Bootstrap sucks. Yeah. For our production server, we're using Nginx with Passenger Fusion, and I think Ben is involved. It is like a Ruby web server. We actually deployed a live copy at that URL there on like one of the CS department servers or something. So you guys can check that out. Pretty easy to remember. grapefruit.cs.rk.edu.
Only accessible within
RPI's network. If you guys want to like refresh on pre-calc maybe, give it a shot. We're actually going to show you guys a demo right now. Sorry that it looks like shit. This projector is like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, the projector resolution is really low, so we had to do like Command minus to zoom out on this, so it's going to look really bad. But trust me, when you use like a good
resolution, we're working on a responsive design. Ethan is actually, but it's not completely done.
So when you open this in the default view on this projector, it thinks you're on a phone just because the resolution is so small.
Yeah.
So this is what the platform looks like. So if I go here, there's a kind of a dashboard here. You can look at all the courses you're enrolled in. You got a basic profile system going on. But let's say I click on Calculus Bridge Pass 2 here. On the left, I can see a list of modules. So these courses are separated into modules. Within modules, we have lectures, which are generally PDFs that professors have uploaded, or we have problem sets, which is something else that we're working on. But you see the course description. Professors can upload any type of file there, like a video or a PDF for a syllabus at the course level, capture level, or lecture level. And we also have discussion. So you click on that discussion link. Okay. So we have like a whole forum-based system, just like LMS has, except better, and it works pretty well.
Also, whoever made this CD, that really looks to number 420, so you'll see it all over the place. There's 420 seats in every class for some reason.
Yeah, that was me. All right.
I think we should do another slide.
Yeah, switch it back.
I got the clicker here, bro.
Alright, so the biggest problem that we're facing right now is that the provost and some of the math professors want to use this thing called WebWord. It's an open source problem. It displays problems for you and you can answer them and like get a grade and stuff. It's pretty much like the biggest piece of shit ever. It's written in Perl. It's a complete mess. So we've been trying to integrate with it. The main reason that we want to use it is that there's hundreds of problem sets that have already been created, and the problem sets are actually really good. You can have like randomized portions of the problem, and actually it allows you to like basically write your own Perl scripts in order to generate the problem and the solution. And also the solution checker is really good to make sure that if your answer that you input is correct or not. So we've been dealing with web work for the past couple months, trying to figure out a way to get it to work well with Grapefruit. It's not going too well.
Is that serious?
No, that's not a joke.
It's really.
It was written by a bunch of math majors who I'm sure are very smart in their respective fields. But it's all written in spaghetti Perl. It's a huge mess. Like literally, if there's a bad practice to do something, they've not only found it, but they've implemented a couple other bad practices and hidden them throughout the code so you can find it. Like
every time you make a new course, it copies tables over and makes about like 10 to 12 new tables for every course that you make. So every course has its own table, like a couple set of tables.
Very limited documents distributed. Very limited. It's very bad to work with. So we started exploring some alternatives.
So Open edX is something that we really recently started looking into. They opened it up this summer, and also the people that were working on Class2Go actually are merging their efforts with Open edX. I don't know what they're doing. There hasn't been absolutely any discussion about what they're implementing, so I have no idea what they're doing. But we recently got told by the provost that they want to look at Open edX as an alternative. So we have like a subset of the team working on that. They're not here with us today, but it's an existing open source MOOC system. You can go check it out. They have hundreds of courses. They have problems. They have discussions just like we do. But we are not 100% sure on what their problem checker is like. We don't know if they offer the same features that WebWork does. And Austin glossed over this a little bit, but some of the stuff that WebWork does do, or WebWork does, is like variances and variables. So you can have, for example, let's say you have x squared plus 10, and you want to have a variance, like you can do a range of answers to accept, and you can also have you can have it so that the system would randomize it and be like x squared plus 9 for one student or x squared plus 11 for another. And it makes it really easy for whoever's writing the problem sets for WebWork to do that. We don't know if Open edX offers the same features or not, which is why we're having people dig deep into it and look into it.
Right now, the primary focus is working on Grapefruit and possibly integrating WebWork, but we're evaluating it. It's more. There's a lot of time that we have to spend sort of convincing the administration that we can build something instead of relying on something else.
Again, our goal is to have this up and running in the summer for summer courses, so it's kind of a time crunch. So we just want to have like different options available depending on how much we get done this semester in RCOS.
Right. So do you want to talk about
so
something you're working on?
I've been working on like kind of a separate branch, like a little bit tangential to Grapefruit. Instead of using WebWork, we can use like our own problem set generator and problem set checker. So it's a little bit further down the road because I don't think I'll have it done by the summer. Hopefully one day it'll all be on Grapefruit and we'll actually be able to somehow use the Perl scripts that WebWork has available, because a lot of the math professors are relying on those for their problems for the summer. So we actually have a demo of our own. Right now, only the problem set like creator for the professors is working, and then we have I'm working on the problem set checker, which is like the checker is actually going to be like the most difficult part of this, because you have to take into account that like y squared plus x is the same as x plus y squared, and like parentheses don't matter, and like we can even simplify like 5 plus 2 maybe to your 7. So both of those should be accepted answers.
So Austin, what are we looking at here? I put up the.
It's on that.
Yeah.
Alright, so this actually uses a library called MapJax. I ripped it out of WebWork. I figured out that WebWork was actually using MapJax to render all of the equations. It's actually really cool. It accepts LaTeX and a bunch of different inputs. Right now we're just using a local method input. It kind of just figures it out based on the parentheses. So that's what you see here. Like the really nice output. And that actually updates live if you you're like moving out some of the screens.
Go up to the top one.
Top one.
Change like the exponent 5 to exponent 4.
Yeah, so this is the problem set. This is like our professors really modify the problems, and then we actually don't have a demo. Wow. The problem set checker because it's kind of a work in progress, and we don't have any interface for the students to like actually submit their homework yet. But we're working on that. Question?
So the for how to enter a backtick, isn't backtick the one that's without shift?
Probably completely incorrect.
Shift tilde is different. Tilde is different from backtick.
Backtick without checker there.
I mean, you can just type in a backtick and it works.
Backtick?
Yeah, it's a backtick.
Yeah. You're right, I'm wrong.
How's it displaying it? It's like an image or is it HTML?
Oh, no,
It's a canvas. Yeah.
It's actually a vision product.
Oh, yeah.
you have the one set.
Plus the thing is unplugged.
VGA cable.
The VGA.
Yes, this is canvas.
I think there's an image option up there somewhere.
Yeah,
Which is default.
no, the update
So, I mean, it's really basic, right? But already you can see it's, just with integration of MapJax, it's really powerful and has a lot of potential. And definitely we'd like to, in the future, use this instead of WebWork, because WebWork is a huge mess that gives me nightmares.
The really hard part is probably going to be allowing like randomization variance within these problems, while providing like a better interface to create the problems than writing like shitty real scripts.
Right. So, I mean, we've already talked a lot about our existing feature set. You can create courses, lectures, upload videos, files, discussion board, WebWork integration. Now we have this new homegrown thing that we're working on. So lots of good features and lots of good things to look forward to. Upcoming features. Couple things we're working on in the future. You want to talk about this?
Yeah, so more work on Austin's problem checker. We don't expect this to be done before the summer, so this is more of a long-term thing. Given that Grapefruit is, if it passes, I guess, the provost and
The provost blesses it.
Yeah, the provost blesses it and likes it over the summer and students like it, then work will continue and we'll continue to add more features and hopefully provide a better integration than WebWork for the problem solvers. Looking to have some analytics for professors so that you can see like graphs of the students' progress, their average grades and all that, so that they won't have to calculate all that by themselves. It'll all be done by the system for them.
So say like a couple years down the line, is the administration expecting this to sort of take over the LMS system? Because it seems like...
I don't know about LMS.
Because it seems like you'd be able to post like the same sort of information that teachers will put up on LMS.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It's definitely not at that stage yet, and
Okay.
I don't think it will be.
But yeah, like a couple years
The
down the
idea is
line.
that it's a pilot program that'll be running this fall, but a year from now, 2 years from now, I'd love to see it like this.
In addition to LMS, could it take away like mastering because it installs those like
Oh, definitely. Actually, it really could. That's the whole point of the problem solver is,
that'd be awesome.
yeah, the WebWork has like 20,000 problems already installed,
It's got a library of problems that other
Yeah.
universities contributed to.
Yeah, which is why there's like this big push to get WebWord. But it's just such a mess. Like if you guys saw what the interface for WebWord looks like, totally agree with that.
I have two questions. One, security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two.
You can take a look at our jump files. I'll get it.
Two, grapefruit.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It came from, it's a unique thing. I mean, the existing thing we were working with was Plastico, okay? It's a really boring name, it doesn't make any sense. And we figured, well, traditionally education works with apples, right? So we thought this is a whole new kind of fruit. So we came out with grapefruit, and I don't know, it's a short word.
Sold me, I can invest now.
Yeah, all right. It flows well. I don't know. I like it, so I made a logo for it and said we're going to use it.
I also now like the
Thanks. Any other questions?
How confident are you in the ability to persuade the person to stop using WebWord and start using your new custom-made?
I can talk about that a little bit, I guess. I don't think any professor right now at RPI uses WebWord. There are a couple colleges like Union, I think, uses WebWord. And then there's some Australian college that uses it, but no one at RPI does. So it's more of convincing the administration to let us use our own homegrown solution, and also showing that we can offer all the same features.
Generally with promos, you just need to use a lot of technical terminology and explain that you know what you're doing, and they'll be confident about it. Any other questions? All right, thanks.